Hello, everyone, and welcome to PR Connections, the business edition, your solution for business success. My name is Guy Dawson, and I am the managing member of Classy Communications, a media and marketing company. We strive to create massive growth in your business bottom line through mass media marketing. Classy Communications can bring greater recognition to your business or organization with public relations, marketing, publishing, broadcast opportunities, event planning, and more. For a free consultation, please call 702-845-6129 or visit classycommunications.net. PR Connections is a forum where business owners, entrepreneurs, sales professionals, and investors showcase what they do. We share cutting-edge business concepts in public relations, marketing, political activism, investing, and personal development. Our business education series features successful local, national, and international entrepreneurs. Tune in and learn business from the best. The Business Connections of Nevada Networking Group builds relationships with business owners with the purpose of networking, sharing, inspiration, motivation, and referral leads among its members. To learn more about its weekly connection meetings, visit businessconnectionsnv.com or call 702-839-8586. The city of Las Vegas is abuzz in networking today because we have the granddaddy of all networking events in our town. Las Vegas's largest mixer is going to be held this evening from 5 o'clock to 9 o'clock at Texas Station, and I am super excited to be having a booth there and be participating in the event. And we got the real estate mogul, Don Lainer, is in the studio. How are you, Don?
Good morning, Guy. How are you? Thanks for having me here. Wanted to say welcome back. I know you were out in California doing some Toastmastering. Is that right?
I was in Santa Maria, California over the weekend. Oh, by the way, if you are in Santa Maria, California, and you want to stay in a wonderful hotel, stay at the Santa Maria Inn. The Santa Maria Inn is it's almost 100 years old, and it's just a classic hotel. I mean, the way that they treat you, the ambiance. They have a wine cellar underneath the inn, and it's just I love those old type hotels like that.
All right. Right. Well, we've got a couple of things going on in the upcoming weeks here, actually starting with today, as you said, the world's largest mixer. And then tomorrow is the third Wednesday of the month. That is going to be the Business Masters Toastmasters at 6 p.m. at 7475 West Sahara. They're going to be bringing in concepts of an executive board in that. So that's going to be the theme for the next few weeks. And I believe they're going to be putting some Napoleon Hill into that for some influence in regards to how to add Napoleon Hill concepts into your business. So that's really good for all of those that are out there that are the entrepreneurial minded and or business minded. Definitely you are invited to come. You will need to RSVP by calling 702-869-9999. They are putting together a secondary level mastermind program, and that is going to be a monthly group that meets, and that's going to be more of an immersion and a hot seat, helping business owners get their business concepts launched and integrated into their business. And then as far as the upcoming event at the top of the Trump Towers at the penthouse suite there on the 19th through the 23rd is a business immersion program. We're doing that with New Peaks, and that's going to be part of the Global Mastermind program. That's a traveling immersion program for business owners, and that will, again, be the 19th through the 23rd. If you're interested in that or finding out more, you'll need to give us a phone call at 702-869-9999.
It's a part of the ongoing business education series that we feature here on the PR Connections radio show every day. We give you a taste of that information as a part of the format of the show, and you can carry it on to higher levels through things like Toastmasters and these different programs that we put on. And I just think that it is so important for you as someone who is in business or wants to grow your business to stay immersed in education and reaching out and connecting with people.
Yeah, and they all have their different benefits. So, for instance, the Toastmasters, it'll help you speak better. If you're getting ready to launch a new product line, it helps you with the commercial that you need to speak towards. And it really is good. It helps develop you not only in business, but also as a human being. And the business mastery traveling programs where we do the global immersion programs, like I said, the next one's going to be here locally in Las Vegas. And that's kind of the launch of the next steps, which will be putting on an event in Martha's Vineyard, and that's going to be in, I believe it's March, and that'll be a week-long immersion out there. And then there'll also be another one that is in July in Oahu, or on the island of Oahu, and overlooking the beach there. There'll be a 5-day event there too, and they're all different. They all come with their own little animal experiences, team building programs as well. It's really great for the business owners as well, because it helps them as they, get all the way to the end event at the end of the year, where they have more of a business celebration. And
along with the value that you get from going to these events, being around the people, you also get to be in a different environment, and that is a huge thing, I think, for personal growth. We're going to take a short commercial break, and when we come back, Dave and Rich from DNR House of Diamonds are in the studio. They're going to talk about the jewelry business, and we are going to touch on unique selling advantages today. So you're going to want to stay tuned to PR Connections, the Business Edition, with Guy Dawson at KDWN 720 AM. We are back in business on the PR Connections radio show at News Talk, KDWN 720 AM and KDWN.com. And the phone lines are open at 702-257-5396 if you have any questions for me or the real estate mogul Don Lainer or Dave and Rich from DNR House of Diamonds. For the lowest prices in town on ink and toner, visit Nancy Mehta at Cartridge World. Call 702-586-0234 or visit their website, cartridgeworld.com/Henderson. And we had a lady that came on the show last week named Victoria Boyd, and she was showing us how to marry our businesses with nonprofit organizations and things that can benefit the community. And she was talking about this expo that she's putting on. It's called the Philanthropreneur Foundation Nonprofit Awareness Expo. It's going to be held from it's October. Oh, wow. Early in October. There it is. October the 20th and 21st on a Thursday and a Friday, and it will be at Sunset Station. There will be 2 days of it. It's $15 per day. And you can get a 2-day pass for $25. But just like last week, we're going to be giving away free tickets to this event. So the first 10 people who call in can get free tickets to come to the Nonprofit Awareness Expo. So if you call in at 702-257-5396, you can participate in this event. There are going to be lots of nonprofit organizations there who are going to be sharing what they do, and you can learn more about how you can create powerful partnerships with nonprofits, which can profit both your business and that nonprofit organization. So again, the first 10 callers call in at 702-257-5396. I'll take down your information and make sure that you get a free ticket to the Nonprofit Awareness Expo, which is going to be held October 20th and 21st at Sunset Station. Dave and Rich from DNR House of Diamonds are regular guests on the PR Connections radio show, as well as sponsors. And, hey, it's good to see you guys back.
It's great to be back.
Good to be here, Guy.
And how is the world of luxury jewelry?
Well, it's always new and exciting. We just finished a great event networking with the Southwestern Women's Expo out at Cashman on Saturday and Sunday. Met a lot of new people, a lot of ladies out there looking at new things, and got an opportunity to really kind of introduce the DNR House of Diamonds difference and what we do a little differently than other jewelers in the Valley.
So there were a lot of women out there, and when we were on the commercial break, it was interesting. We were talking about how the demographics have really shifted in purchasing of jewelry, and Dave had brought up a good point about women buying a lot more jewelry than they used to.
It was rich, but it's okay.
Oh.
Yes. But, back 10, 15 years ago, probably about 3% of women actually bought jewelry for themselves. But today, we see that 3 out of every 10 people that buy jewelry are women. So women are a big part of our business, and they are buying for themselves. They're taking care of themselves. They're working, and a lot of people are, or especially women, are coming in and purchasing their own jewelry.
Yeah, and I would always thought of it as, guys don't usually know a lot about what women want in terms of the jewelry that they would purchase for them, and I always just thought the women just tell you what to do. You know, that's always been my experience when I've bought jewelry for women is basically they showed me what they wanted and I went and bought it and that was it.
Well, a lot of what we do is coaching too. You know, a lot of guys come in and they feel a little bit like deer in headlights because they want to get something nice, but they're concerned that they hit a home run with her. So what we really try to do is to do a lot of listening and trying to find out exactly what it is that she indicated she was looking for. So when he does buy her that gift, it's a home run. You know, sometimes we as gentlemen will pick something that maybe isn't quite exactly what she was wanting, and we try to coach them through that process. So when they come to us, hopefully they pick the right item, get the right thing, and it's a great experience for both.
And Dave was showing me some unique designs of things that they do with jewelry that makes it unique. And it led me to want to talk about unique selling advantages in business and how we all have something that is unique to offer in the way that we present businesses. I mean, Don's a realtor. You guys run a jewelry store. I run a PR and advertising company. There's nothing really unique about our businesses. There are hundreds of thousands of them all over the world. But what is it that we can create within our businesses that make us unique and would make us be more valuable to a customer?
Well, for us, it's the innovation of computer design. Design has always been front and center in the jewelry business, but a lot of times it's in the manufacturing facility where they're creating styles, creating designs. Today, we do it using the latest CAD/CAM software with the client in our office while they're visiting. So if they have a design idea or a concept, we can help them create that look that they're looking for. That's unique for them. The other advantage is it gives us the ability to take jewelry that they have in their jewelry box that they haven't worn in years and maybe repurpose that material, restore it, or redesign something new using the same materials and save a lot of money for the client because simply they're just paying the labor costs. They already have the materials. And you'd be surprised what people have sitting in a jewelry box that they haven't worn in years. So we love those opportunities when they're presented.
That's amazing, too, because I know when I was out shopping for jewelry, it was definitely a very unique concept. And so being able to sit down with you guys has got to be an amazing experience. And I haven't even heard of that before. And that's great. That's nice to know that you guys have that to offer. A lot of people should be checking you out right now. How do they get a hold of you?
Well, they can contact us typically through our website, which is DANDR, the D and R, diamondswithan.s.com. So dnrdiamonds.com. And on our website, there's a way to book an appointment. That's another unique thing about our concept is we're not a walk-in shop traditionally, although we do have clients that call us and want to come up and see us right away. But typically our clients book an appointment online and come see us in a private, confidential setting where we can focus just with them. And the feedback we get on that kind of a relationship and an appointment is incredible because they like the confidentiality. They like the fact that we're just focused on them. There's no interruptions, and there's no consultation fee. We're just there to help and give them benefit of our 40-plus years in the industry.
Yeah, there are advantages to doing business with an independent business as compared to a lot of these chains that might not be able to offer the uniqueness of service or the perspective and the coaching that the two of you are talking about. What do you think, Rich?
Well, I think that it is just a unique opportunity. It's funny how guests will come in and they'll the first reaction if they've never been there before is they kind of peek in and it kind of looks like a reception area for a doctor's office and they're like, is this a jewelry store? But once they round the corner and they see our showroom and they get the experience of the one-on-one service and design aspect, it's just about 100% of them leave there saying, I will never go anywhere else. I love the privacy. I love that nobody else was looking over my shoulder. I love the fact that you can design anything and do anything that any other jewelry store can do. And they just love the whole experience. So it's really cool to see that transition in them from the beginning to the end, and them leaving saying that they won't go anywhere else. And then just not far later,
Dave, will you hold that thought? We're going to go to a commercial break, and when we come back, I want you to talk more about the unique selling advantage, and we're going to touch on networking too, because you guys are going to be a part of this event this evening. We will see you in a few minutes with more of the PR Connections radio show. We are talking big business on the PR Connections radio show at News Talk, KDWN 720 AM and KDWN.com. And the phone lines are still open at 702-257-5396. And again, we have this Nonprofit Awareness Expo. It's going to be happening October 20th and 21st, which is a Thursday and a Friday at Sunset Station. And it's going to, I think, be an impressive event and something that you want to participate in if you want to learn more about nonprofits and how you can get your business involved with them. And you can call in at our phone number, 702-257-5396, and win free tickets to that event. Do you need to reclaim your garage, or are you looking for a place to store your boat or RV? Rent a storage unit or a lot space at Abco Mini Storages anytime this summer and receive your first month's rent for $1. No long-term contracts required. Call 702-564-5425 or visit their website, abcostorage.com, to reserve your space. So you have until the end of September to get that great deal on storage facilities. And I have been speaking with Dave and Rich. They are with DNR House of Diamonds. It is a boutique. Is that, you guys call yourself a boutique?
Yeah,
jewelry
I would
business?
say so. We kind of like to call ourselves the elite private office jeweler of Las Vegas. That's kind of really how we kind of communicate to the public out there what we do and how we do it.
Just going and visiting the guys is really a great experience. You go to downtown Summerlin, which is becoming really one of my favorite hangouts. And you go there and it's not like any jewelry store experience that I've ever had. They buzz you in, and it's just really an interesting adventure, actually, just coming in and doing business with the two of you.
Yeah, a lot of clients don't realize that we do have an 800-square-foot showroom. We talk a lot about our custom capabilities and our computer capabilities, but we do have a beautiful showroom. One of Rich's passions is our fashion department. We do beautiful earrings, pendants, bracelets, all kinds of jewelry, not just bridal, even though bridal is a big part of what we do. We've got a great selection of earrings, again, colored stones, pretty much anything anyone might be looking for, no matter what the occasion.
And I know that the two of you have really benefited a lot from the reviews that you've gotten on Yelp, and that's something that drives a lot of consumer purchases nowadays. Rich, how did you get focused on Yelp and Google and these search engines to start to develop the reputation of your business so that you're generating quite a bit of business from that?
Yeah, when we set up this concept, it was always trying to look in the future and seeing how the industry is going. And one of the things is we realized that millennials are going to be taking over the world. I mean, they're just 25% of the millennials now are in that purchasing power. They're the ones getting married and buying. And so looking at the way they are, millennials really, really research a lot of stuff. So with that in mind, knowing that I have a 22-year-old son, and anytime I ask a question, he's on his phone, he's looking. And I remember the other day I was talking to a lady, and we were trying to talk about this coffee place. We didn't know where it was, and all of a sudden my son's like, oh, it's on the corner of Cimarron and Blue Diamond. So these guys will research everything. So knowing that, we opened up a Yelp page, and we started asking people when they came to visit us if they would give us a review. And as we started getting more reviews on Yelp and Google+, we started getting more and more business. And then people started saying, oh, I read your reviews. And one thing that Dave and I do, every customer that comes in, we sit down with them and we get to know them. And one of the things we talk about is, how did you find us? How did you hear about us? And it's amazing how many people have read our reviews on Yelp and Google Plus and just word of mouth. And those are they're great for us because those are marketing things that keep the budget down, and they've worked tremendously. I'd say half of our business right now comes from Yelp.
So you have to be flexible and adapt to your environment. And the last couple of years, there's just been this huge surge in Google and Yelp and these search engines where people get all of their information at certain places. So if you're in a business and you're really looking to target the way that you market, you got to be very clear about who you're targeting, what you're wanting to do in terms of your marketing and sales efforts, and then you just adapt to that?
Well, Rich talked about the quickness of a millennial to pick up a phone and do a quick search. But they're very smart and savvy shoppers. They can tell, quite honestly, a bogus review from a valid review in about 2.2 seconds. I mean, they read reviews all day long. They can tell if it's fluff or if there's any depth to it. So, for us, it's important, obviously, that our online presence is such that people, when they read it, can really see, a photograph of what we might have created for a client, or they're relaying a very personal experience or how they went about finding us and how we worked with them during the process. And most of our reviews, I think, reflect that. And I think most people see the sincerity and the genuineness of what we do. So it doesn't matter if you have 100 or if you have 50. I think the quality of the review matters as well. And we're very proud of our reputation online. We work very hard to make sure that every client that leaves our shop is 100% satisfied. Rich and I are very, very committed to customer service.
And along with the storefront that you have out there in downtown Summerlin, you also have this online presence where people can shop with you online. As we were talking about Google and Yelp, and we live in an online world, and you do give consumers that option as well.
Yeah, a lot of people do love to shop online. I don't know what the exact numbers are, but tremendous amount of people shop online. I mean, even at Christmas time, they have a online day where shop online. So that presence is huge. So we have an online store. So if you go to our website, right at the top, it'll say shop online. And we have tons and tons of stuff on there. Anything anybody's looking for in the jewelry business. And anybody listen to this ad, if they go on our shop online, they see anything that they like, if they call us and tell us what they're looking, or the number that they're looking for, we'll give them an extra 10% off.
Hey, I appreciate having the two of you back on the PR Connection show, and we look forward to having you come on next month to talk more. We're starting to get into that holiday season.
As always, we enjoyed it. Thanks, Guy.
Thank you, Guy.
All right, we're going to take a short commercial break, and when we come back, the real estate mogul Don Lainer and I will talk about networking, business building, and other things. So stay tuned to the PR Connections radio show with Guy Dawson. It's always business and never personal on the PR Connections radio show at News Talk KDWN 720 AM and KDWN.com. And the phone lines are still open at 702-257-5396 if you'd like to speak with me or the real estate mogul, Don Lainer. DNR House of Diamonds is making luxury affordable. They can save you hundreds, if not thousands, on engagement rings and fashion jewelry. Call them at 702-758-3421 or visit DNRHouseofDiamonds.com. And a few months ago, Don and I were sitting, having lots of meetings. We get together, we do a lot of masterminding together, and we were just kind of creating the framework of bringing the PR Connections radio show over to KDON 720. And it's really interesting, Don, to watch the evolution. We're always talking about building partnerships on the show and creating relationships and really kind of mind mapping what you want to create with the concepts that you're trying to roll out to the market. And it's just really been interesting that we were working on this about a year ago almost, and to see all the pieces of the puzzle kind of come together, because we're like creating business framework with this show, and a lot of it is just our actual example of things that we are collaborating and doing together.
Right. What's interesting is the show's concept, and when it was developed, for the audience and the listeners out there, it was really thought about in regards to how do we help you as the audience? What can we do that we know already works, which is a success that breeds success model, and how can we put that out into the airwaves, not only in Las Vegas now, but now we're crossing borders, and there's some syndication going on, and we're in Arizona, California, Nevada, and we're looking at syndication in other locations. But what is so great about this is that we wanted to make sure that there's always a what's in it for me for the audience. What is the audience going to take that's tangible? Whether they're that dreamer that says, I have an idea, I've got a calling, I've got this widget that I really think the world needs. How do we help support that dreamer, that entrepreneur, and or teach them how to become more entrepreneurial? And then also take that the next step of, are we running an ironclad business? Are we crossing the T's, dotting the I's, and are we putting things in systematically so that way they work for you rather than you getting worked over by the system? And, me in the real estate business, I've had a lot of practice at that. I'm going on over 27 years now with being able to help my clients and also myself along the way. But what I realized is helping the success of another automatically adds to the success that I have. And so what I realized really early on is that, when customers come to me, they really want that lifestyle transformation. And I just happen to give them that in the form of a home. But they not only get what they want, but they also get a little bit more of what they need. So everyone gets told about our passive income programs, different ways that they can buy and sell or leverage themselves as deed owners on properties, and work themselves up from being the little guy to having a little portfolio that now works for them. Because a lot of people had come to me and said, all my money's in my asset of the house. And I had to unfortunately give them the bad news that the home is actually not an asset. If you've got money going out of your pockets, that's a liability. And if you've got money coming into your pocket, now that's an asset. And that's where multi-unit property comes in handy, renters that will help pay for that. And that's really no different of the framework that you would have in business in general. So what I find in these business mastery series courses that we've created, whether it's with the college or UNLV, and or with these other programs that we mentioned earlier, the mastermind programs, I just find that it's really good to see where people are committed in their business. And when you see that commitment, I want to work with them. Today I wanted to buy a bunch of jewelry, and I don't even have a calling for jewelry, but I know that they're committed. They're committed to their customer with DNR House of Diamonds. And I know that that's a commitment that I look for with everyone that I work with. And I know that the success that I have is because people recognize the commitment that I have. And when we designed this show, Guy, going back full circle here, when this show was designed and put together, I know that you have a commitment to your audience that's beyond and above and beyond what I've ever seen in radio shows. And this is not your typical radio show. This is, instead of, drifting through what the radio shows have to offer and steering your mind in different directions with no result, this is a show where we want to help put you in the driver's seat of the bus and actually drive yourself to success.
Yeah, it's really all about clarity, and that's one of the reasons why we bring on people who are really doing it in business, like the Dave and Rich and some of the guests that we have. Don is very successful, and me being in the marketing business, I work with a lot of businesses, and the thing that I see again and again is just a lack of clarity and direction.
Right.
With people. It's great if you haven't even started your business, you're almost in a better place, because if you listen to a show like this, or if you participate in some of the business success series types of classes that we offer, you can get off to a good start. Just get yourself in the right frame of mind.
What was amazing is I just did the class last week over at the College of Southern Nevada. And they had me at the Sahara campus, and there was this couple that was in the class that comes to mind, and they were just so eager to be in the front seat. The husband, I cannot recall exactly what industry he was in. I think it was in carpentry. And the wife was one of our police officers here in town. And they knew that they needed to do everything that they could to get money to work for them. And what we did is, in my class, we set intentions with every one of the students in the class, and we make sure that we're logging those intentions, because I want to make sure that I deliver, and not just deliver, but over deliver, so that way they can go with the plan. And this particular couple was really at the point where they needed to start thinking about creating investment LLCs and corporations, because they were getting eaten alive by the IRS. And that's something that people in their business dreamer or entrepreneurial vision aspect or stage of their business, they don't realize who they're really working for. Their goal is to work for themselves, but they need to understand that they have to afford the things along the way, like the workman's comp, the labor requirements, and the IRS. And these are big things that cost money, and you need to make sure that you've got a consistent plan of action to cover those bases before you even get into the profit and the growth. And those are things that are extremely important, and those are things that you'll find and learn when you come to any of my Career Essentials class or my Business Essentials classes, and or even if you're working with me just to buy a home, we're going to look at all the different ways. Are we going to be able to afford this home down the road? Because what good is it to, win the lottery if you don't know how to hold on to the money? And that's really what I teach, is what is it going to take to grow in that area as well. And sometimes it's not just developing a business, it's developing who you need to become to run and operate and orchestrate that business.
And then we had an event for the National Federation of Independent Business last week, and we had one of the big economists, and he's been an economist for that organization since, I think, 1973. And he came to town, and we all got together, and he gave us a lot of forecasts about the small business community and how the economy is going to play out over the next couple of years. And it was so interesting. But I would advise you to become a member of an organization like that, because, again, you're really getting to learn about the nuts and bolts of being in business. You're around motivated entrepreneurs, and they're a part of the format of this show. They come through regularly, and we are near the end of this week's edition of the PR Connections radio show. Thank you again, Don, for being a part of it.
Thank you, too, and I'll see you tomorrow at the Business Masters Toastmasters meeting, 6 p.m. at my office. And again, for those listeners out there that want to go and get more of this, it's 702-869-9999.
And you can also show up to Las Vegas's largest mixer at the Texas this evening. And I hope that all of your business deals are good ones.